It's a chilly morning and I still have some more rhubarb to use, so I'm going to make this rhubarb jam. To me it looks more like rhubarb sauce that you just have a little more sugar and cook it longer. It doesn't have pectin in it, so I'll see how thick it actually gets. So 7 cups of rhubarb, 2 1/4 cups sugar, salt, lemon juice, and this rhubarb is going to need lemon juice because it is not nearly as tart as what I'm used to. You think that was a good thing, but actually the tartness is what gives it flavor. Alright, it's going to take a lot of cooking. Let's get started. So here's my 7 cups of rhubarb that we cut up a couple days ago. Dump that in the pan. And now I'll measure out the sugar. And this is what it looks like to get started with. 6 minutes later, it's starting to boil. If I were making rhubarb sauce instead of rhubarb jam, for the same amount of rhubarb, which was 7 to 8 cups, I would only use maybe a half to 3/4, probably 3/4 cup of sugar, and I would only cook it for, well, just until it starts falling apart, maybe 5 minutes. And if you wanted to make it a prettier color, mashing in some strawberries after it's cooked would help a lot. My rhubarb is mostly green. And this is what a full rolling boil looks like and sounds like. And after 5 minutes of cooking, you can see the rhubarb is pretty much fallen apart. And now it's more like rhubarb soup. It's going to take a lot of cooking to get this thick enough to be considered jam. While the rhubarb jam is cooking down, I'll squeeze a lime because I don't have a lemon. I never have lemons. Always have limes. That was not a very juicy lime, but I only need 1 tablespoon, so we should have enough for that. Let's see. 'Yeah, that's good. 12 minutes down and about 12 minutes to go. After 23 minutes of cooking it down, cooking it and then cooking it down, I think it needs to be a little thicker. It looks to me like really runny applesauce. It will thicken up some once it's cool, once it's in the refrigerator, but I'm going to give it another 5 minutes. While I'm cooking it down, I thought I'd mention I'm cooking it in a very heavy stainless steel pan. You could use a very heavy aluminum pan, but you definitely want a heavy pan when you're cooking something this long. The last thing you want it to do is to scorch after you've used all that sugar and all that fruit. You don't want to ruin it. Because this doesn't have any pectin in it, I'm inclined more to call it a rhubarb butter instead of a rhubarb jam, like, you know, apple butter or pear butter. I think we're almost there. 8 plus 15 plus 5 plus 2. I ended up giving it a full 30 minutes. See how glossy it is? Let's throw in that half-shot glass full of lime juice that we're pretending is lemon juice. All right, now, oh, that is some steam. We started out with about 7 cups of rhubarb, and I think that hit the sink. 7 cups of rhubarb and 2 1/4 cups of sugar. Let's see how much this actually makes. Okay, so I've got some pint jars over here, and right, 2 pints then of rhubarb jam, and enough left to eat. So that's it. 2 pints of rhubarb jam. If you've got extra rhubarb sitting around, this is a pretty good way to use it up. I'll let it sit out here at room temperature until it's completely cool. I'll put the canning lids on it first, and then I'll probably store it in the refrigerator. I could store it in the freezer too once it's completely cool. It'll keep longer that way. But with all that sugar, it should keep quite a while. All right, let me finish off the rest of this bread. Until next time, it's Lori Fiechter with My Indiana Kitchen. Ciao.